Welcome back to
Cozy Midnight Collective.
I'm Lauren.
And I'm Morgan. Pull up a chair, dim the lights, and step into the archive with us.
Before we open tonight's file, we want to issue a full content and spoiler warning. Because we are covering the first half of Alaina Urquhart's The Butcher and the Wren, this episode will contain explicit plot details, descriptions of forensic pathology, and discussions of serial violence, captivity, and murder. Please listen with care.
If you're ready to venture into the dark with us, this July we are traveling deep into the heavy, humid heat of the Louisiana Low Country. Tonight we launch part 1 of a high-stakes dual POV chess match between a brilliant forensic pathologist, Dr. Wren Muller, and Jeremy, the Bayou Butcher.
We are breaking down the clinical, visceral details of the bodies arriving on Wren's examination table, and the chilling, calculated instincts of a killer operating right under the city's nose. So grab your coffee, make sure the doors are locked, and let's start the clock.
We're going to do a tarot card, and we have to do our morbid deck because everything is morbid here. Here, this is morbid too. I love you girls so much. You guys are my inspo. Do you feel like you know somebody by the way they walk? Like you can tell, like that's without seeing them.
I can tell. Yeah.
Like coming down the hallway or like, you know what I'm saying?
Both my kids walk like elephants, which is so funny because they're so tiny. But then Wade walks very silently.
Does he? I try to walk as like stealthily as possible. Just most of the time it's to avoid potentially waking up a baby because that's just like been my life for 2.5 years. Our kids are up to something.
Yeah.
It's been hot here, so they're playing a lot outside
for the
with
Pacific
water.
Northwest, it's been very hot.
So I got the reverse 8 of Wands, upright Ace of Pentacles, and reversed Queen of Swords.
Okay. The reverse 8 of Wands, delays or miscommunications may slow your plans. Reassess timing and be patient before moving forward.
I need to tell Glenn we have to leave extra early now because what if there's like a car accident that like causes hours of delay? We're taking our daughter to see Chris Stapleton for her birthday. And so we're driving to Spokane this weekend. And yeah, we're actually leaving on the day that the concert is that night.
Yeah,
just to avoid
leave early,
Yeah, that's why we're hitting the road like super
as
early
as possible, yeah.
But I'm like, maybe that has something to do with that, like be more prepared for what's coming because we put planning efforts into it. So I don't know.
Ace of Pentacles upright. New opportunities in work, health, or finance appear. Ground your plans for success.
Could you happen? I'm trying to make you happen. Put all my energy into you and now I can't get any of it back.
Queen of Swords reversed. Bitterness or coldness may affect judgment. Balance intellect with empathy. So I pulled an upright 2 of Cups, an upright Ace of Cups, and an upright the Sun.
It's so pretty.
It is really pretty.
It's really pretty. It's got like this gorgeous butterfly on it. Okay, or moth, I suppose. Mutual respect and harmony strengthen relationships. Partnerships are supported. Ace of Cups upright. A new emotional beginning is present. Open your heart to love, compassion, and creativity. Oh, I love that. The Sun.
Okay.
Upright. Good news. Yes, I knew it. The Sun makes way for good luck, joy, and harmony. The universe is aligned with the path you're on and will help you reach it. You are about to reach great achievement and success. You are your truest self, and your goals will be realized. I love that.
I like that a lot, yeah. That's good.
That makes me so excited for you.
Thanks.
And if any of them are going to come through and actually come true, it's going to be the morbid ones.
Yeah. Well, with that, I guess we should get started, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is a book you've been telling me about since actually we first met.
Yeah.
Like it was one of the first books we talked about.
I'm always bringing up morbid. Yeah.
Well, it's your favorite podcast. I get it.
And I used to drive for work. It was like an hour and a half to 2 hours each way. And sometimes I was doing that 3 times a week, at most 3. But anyways, so I got a lot of miles in, but I've been listening to them since the pandemic, or like right before pandemic. I could never get into podcasts before, ever. Well, a few but it wasn't regular. But if I was going to listen, I'd like go there. That when I gave up like music and went like podcast, yeah, it's always been morbid or something scary like Sword and Scale, Let's Not Meet. Anyways, I like the spooky ones that are like real life horror. Yeah. And so I especially love it when they cover their listener tales. It's like, it's great just to like, there's so many people in the world and I'm like, yeah, tell me your shit. I want to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. I say I need to up my listening time with them, because I usually listen to like Crime Junkie or Last Podcast on the Left, or like
they're all in the same world.
Yeah, there's like one I don't listen to that's not as spooky, and it's Ologies by Allie Ward, and she interviews different like ologists, so like zoologists, like whatever, and biologists. Yeah, and then there's a lot of ologies out there, so
that's really cool.
I was gonna say, so far my favorite episode of theirs that I've listened to is probably the Jersey Shore shark attack ones, just because I'm obsessed with sharks. But yeah, and then I've also I loved their episode with Sam and Colby, so I thought that was really cool to see them.
Yeah, they have a new one with them that just came out not too long ago.
Yeah, but, so yeah, that was kind of the extent of my knowledge was through you. Yeah, pretty much everything to do. But with
she
them.
Wrote a book. She was talking about it for years and years, that she had been working on something for years and years and just never truly like sat down and like wrote. Yeah. Because Alaina is a mother, obviously. She's a wife, but she has 3 children. I think 2 is a set of twins. Anyways, I know I'm not some like creeper, right? I just listen to the show, so I know all this.
No, but like when you're a fan,
she's a super
you learn
busy
stuff,
mom. And so she finally did it. And I was like, oh, I just wanted a way. I used to support them on Patreon. I would do $20 a month. It was like their top tier, excuse me. And then they got doing so well, they didn't need the Patreon. You know, they didn't want to like just take from their fans when, you know, I'm assuming they got sponsors or whatever. Yeah. And so, right. And so that was like really cool, like a good heart move, not being greedy AF. And you know what I mean? So I was like,
they're good people.
Yeah, they're good people. And so then I was like, well, if I can support in any way, like I love reading. So yeah. And I actually I loved it. I love the cat and mouse of it all. I love that she writes from both point of views.
I love dual POV books.
Yeah, it's just, and then, yeah, cool. Wasn't a full, I don't know, there's haters, but it's like, I think it was really good. And I thought, well, she's coming out with her 3rd book. Like, let's bring it on the pod. Then we can both be going like so fresh and new into the 3rd. Yeah. Together. That'll be fun. Yeah. But the loops, it turns you for, I don't know, some of them where I was like, oh, I actually didn't see that one.
Well, yeah, because I stopped reading at part 2, and then I'm going to finish reading after we film this episode and get it out. And the twist that we got was pretty good. I had like a partial guess, but I was like, no, I don't know. I knew that there was some way that they were connected other than serial killer person trying to solve the crime, right? I figured maybe he was gonna get attached to like trying to throw her off the scent, or I was thinking maybe she was gonna start getting too close and then he was gonna be like, yeah, she's getting too close, I'm gonna have to handle this, you know. So I'm curious to see how this book ends, for one, what happens with part 2, and then I'm curious to see like what is book 2 gonna be about. Yeah. Like I haven't read the blurbs at all because I wanted to keep it. I don't usually read a lot of blurbs when I read books. Yeah. I'm like a cover kind of person. I'll usually grab something because of the cover. Or if I hear somebody talking about it, then I'll get the book. But these ones, I didn't want to read the blurbs. I just want to read and find out what happens. So yeah, we both have our copies of the Butcher Legacy, isn't it? Or the third book? Yeah. So we have our copies ordered. And yeah, I will say, like, I guess, I get, like, there's people who love things and people that don't like things, but so far I think it's pretty good. Like, it's really good, and I'm really excited to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. Let's get into it.
So, I mean, with that,
where do you want to start?
I mean, I guess we could really just start with Jeremy and kind of
Jeremy is so fucked up.
Explain who this guy is, because he's
from the beginning
weird.
Yeah. He's spoken about killing people, and then he gives reference to, like, killing his mom. And so since he was a boy, he was kind of fucked up and found this pleasure when on a hunting trip with his father.
Yeah, and his dad, from what it sounds like, was abusive, but also not. Like, the way he kind of described him was just, like, it seemed like he was more cruel to his mother than he was towards Jeremy himself. Like, I'm sure he could have been a better dad.
Yeah.
It just seems like he was just, like, a very typical, like, not typical, but usually there's, like, a stereotype with, like, dads who were, like, boomers or whatever, who were very hard, strict, and rough. And Jeremy even seems to say that he doesn't necessarily blame his dad.
Right.
He blames his mom for a lot of things, but he's also just finds his mom to be, like, a pathetic creature.
Yes.
Like, not even his mom.
He has no
She's a
empathy.
thing. She's an animal, and not like
an
object.
Yeah.
Just
no
she was
use.
his
Like,
bringer, pretty much.
She's no use to him.
There's no use. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, opening up with Jeremy is literally the first page.
Yeah.
He's getting ready for work,
and he's very type A personality.
Yeah,
like,
organized,
very
scheduled to a T.
Yeah,
like,
OCD for sure. He wants things to go the way that feel most comfortable for him, so he's, like, set those as routines. Clearly,
seems like the only thing he doesn't really seem to have, like, a routine for is, like, the torture. Like, that's the only thing where he seems to be okay with stepping out of his routine is when it comes to torturing people. And
that's his art. That's his
I will say he just gives me the vibe of just somebody who's got a stick up his butt. Like, he's just so rigid, I guess. And
exactly. Stiff.
I will say he's got great taste in music. The songs that were referenced, I'm like, I love those songs.
Yes.
He's also, like, he feels like he was born in the wrong time. Like, new music nowadays. Like, she says that, like, Hotline Bling comes on and he's like, ugh, gross. Ugh. Like, do not play that. I know. So I just think it's so funny. But he literally just kind of opens up and says, like, he can hear his guests
making noise, screaming, and that's bothering him.
It's pissing him off because it's setting him off from his, like, it kind of reminded me of American Psycho.
I'm trying to step into it and it's just like the audacity. I can't.
My thought process was, like, I literally thought of, like, have you seen American Psycho with Christian Bale? And, when he's, like, getting ready and he's, like, doing the whole, like, thing. And I was just thinking, like, that. Like, he's, like, over here, like, trying to get ready. And then he's like, I can't get ready under these circumstances.
No, in these circumstances I created by
I need to go deal with
torture
it.
Like,
and
they must just literally feel like those kinds of people that exist are obviously out there.
Yeah.
But they've just got to have, like, a God complex.
That's literally what it is. Like, they just feel like they're better than everyone, holier than thou.
Yeah.
They have, and it's so funny to me because it's literally like Jonas Williker, right?
Yeah.
He thought he was better than everybody, and he portrayed himself as, like, this god.
Yeah.
And
never gave it up because it's literally, like, a part of his ego. Like, he can't.
Yeah.
It is who he is.
Yeah. And it's like, you're literally just a piece of shit. Like, you're really not that great.
And somebody like that, you wish that would affect them, but it doesn't.
Like, even you telling them, like, you're pathetic, you're just a piece of shit. They're like, okay.
They have, like, their armor's thick.
It's something
they
that
don't care.
It just doesn't bug them, and that sucks because it's like you want to give it to them, but you can't do anything about it.
You can't like, if they're incarcerated, you can't rehabilitate them.
No, it's literally people like that are just better off being put down, because it's like, it's people like that they have no desire to get better. They have no desire to.
Yeah, I don't even think it's a desire. I think they, like, brain chemistry can't. They're not producing something of what they need. Like, an antisocial personality disorder. Like, they're unfixable.
Well, I mean, to kind of go a little off course, like, I'm also going based off of the TV show, but like the whole Ed Gain situation, right? Once he got his, like, the proper medication that he needed, he understood. Yeah, I know, but it's like,
you can't with antisocial.
How you can't cure that. Like, there's just nothing you can do. So it's like, in that situation, just.
Yeah. Let's not, like, feed you your whole life.
Let's just go
out back.
Take care of it real quick, like, yeah. So.
Let's watch the sunset.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, with him, anyways, he's a psycho, and like he literally has his guests staying in the basement of his home, and like it's his childhood home.
Yeah, it's his childhood home, and he's like made it into like a torture chamber.
Yeah, and he lives on like this property out in the middle of like the Louisiana Bayou, and
where it's dark AF outside, nobody around. He's on acres of land that he's literally got like fenced off with an electric fence, right? Because Christian Bale is so hot in American Psycho, and you're like, it's so, your brain struggles because you're like, why?
Well, that's the other thing too, like, is
in our brains, for whatever like inherent reason, we attach kindness and thoughtfulness and caring and just all of that from a beautiful person.
Well, that, and I think also because he was rich. Yeah. And so a lot of people assume that, like, maybe not as much nowadays, but at least then in the 80s, like, if you're rich, you're a good person. Yeah. And like, why would you want to hurt me? You could buy whatever you want, Yeah. And that was his thing. It's just he could use his money to get whatever he wanted. And yeah, he was obsessed with like the image and everything. And
I can't recall. Does it say where he got his money?
He works as like a data entry analyst. Jeremy is going to go check on his guests. Yeah. He goes downstairs and he finds Katie and Matt, who he says he picked up in a bar. And the way he describes them, it's almost like they're like cockroaches, or they're just like the lowest form of beings. Like he just is very much so like they don't deserve to live. Yeah, like that's his whole thing.
Exactly. And what had happened was, so from the bar, mind you, like he's out partying, and as people do, like some people socially do drugs. He, in his good-looking, chiseled, beautiful face, just offers them, hey, come back to my house. Yeah. We'll party. I have drugs, whatever. And then he does this to them. What I was going to read, if I could find it, I think I have it all right here. Jeremy's take on the two. And so he says, for Katie, she is hopelessly unremarkable. Brown, lifeless hair sticks to her neck with old blood like crude glue. Her aesthetic is entirely trailer park, though she's desperately tried to hide it. The slightly mouse-like aspect to her teeth could be considered charming if she wasn't such an unimaginable twit. When he approached her in the bar, she was regaling Matt with an anecdote about her high school cheerleading days, a pathetic tale that seemed far-fetched considering the shape she is in now. He adjusts the ligatures that hold her to her chair and checks that the IV bag is properly hydrating her system. No kinks in the line, and the bag is still almost full. So he's just beginning to torture them. Yeah. Do you remember what he does to torture them?
I know.
The tooth.
Yeah, the tooth. Oh, and then doesn't he say something about her fingernails too at one point? Like he's gonna,
like in one foul swoop.
Yeah, he rips the nail off. Yeah. And he's basically telling her, because she's still got fight, right? She's still like screaming, begging for help, like
that's
trying to talk him into it. And
he told her to shut the fuck up. He's like, he literally came down there, he ripped off her pinky nail, clean as day, and was like, if you make any more fucking noise, I'm gonna start yanking out your fucking teeth. Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Katie. Yeah. And Matt, he's passed out because he was like fucking drugged. Yeah. But he's like, Katie, be more like Matt.
Yeah, Matt is being like a good house guest. He's being
is unconscious.
Yeah.
Be more like that. And it's like so twisted.
It's so twisted and so fucked up. That's kind of how we get that's literally how we meet Jeremy. Like, first chapter, we're meeting Jeremy and he's ripping off fingernails and he's almost sad because he wants to continue playing with them. But he's got to go to...
It's not a part of his schedule.
It's not a part of his schedule, and he's got to go to work.
He knows the order of which he wants things to go in.
Yeah. And, like, by day, he works as, like, a data entry specialist or whatever in, like, a random company where... Even going to work, he hates everybody at work. Like, he says, like, there's the day he goes to work.
Talking to...
So
he's like, I don't owe you shit.
Yeah, no. There's this guy who... the lady. He, like, forgot his, like, key card because, again, he had to go down there and correct Matt and Katie. Or Katie. He forgot his, like, ID badge to get into the building. And so he had to go up to, like, the receptionist. And he had to... He's really good at pretending. Like, he's really good at, like,
acting.
Putting on that, like, facade that he's just, like, regular guy at work, you know? And he tells them, like, you know, he says, hey, beautiful, you know, I forgot my key card. Is there any way you could get me a pass for the day or something? And she's kind of like, oh, and she's like, well, you owe me. And that's where he's like, I don't owe you shit. But she doesn't hear him, or, like, he doesn't say it out loud, but he's just, like, he hates people.
No, he said it out loud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did. But she didn't hear him because she was so... Oh, no. Yeah, no, she did hear him.
I think she did. And
she did, but she thought...
thought he was joking.
She thought he was joking. That's right.
But it's like, how does that in no sense or way should be taken as a joke? Like, what?
I don't know. And then...
So she's ditzy.
Yeah, she's just like ditzy.
Yeah.
And then he gets into, like, his cubicle and he pulls up, like, his phone and he's kind of scrolling through social media.
Yeah.
Between, like, this chapter and that chapter, we did meet Dr. Wren, but I just want to kind of say with him because he's we're kind of flip-flopping. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what the book does, and so I figured we would just, like, we'll probably cover, like, him as a whole and then her and, like, intertwining, because that's how the book is. So, right? Like, it is what it is.
So, like, with him, between now and then, they had discovered a body. And it's obviously being covered on social media and in the news. And his, like, cubicle mate, or, like, the next door neighbor to his cubicle is kind of looking over his shoulder. He's like, oh, yeah, I heard about that. Starts talking about the butcher.
Yeah.
And he kind of talks about how he hates the name. He felt like it wasn't, like, imaginative enough. Like, he just kind of felt like he's like,
it's basic.
It's basic, it's lazy, but he's like, it is what it is. This is what they call me.
Yeah.
So he is known as the Bayou Butcher. And he's delighted that they found the body. And he's, like, just imagining how the clues that he left in the body, around the body, and, like, you know, kind of in random spots, like, around where the body was found. He's, like, imagining, like, oh, these guys are such idiots. They're not going to be able to put it together. And if they do put it together, like, he's just thinking of all the possibilities. Like, this also is giving him, like, the high. So it's not just the kill, but it's also...
Well, because he's reliving the kill.
He's reliving,
as people are, like...
Getting the details. You know, and he's kind of, like, interested to see if anyone's going to figure it out. And, you know, he kind of makes comments about how, like, the cops are dumb. He just kind of makes comments about how dumb everybody is. And, again, he's still very much so up above everybody. God complex, all that. And his coworker is like, oh, yeah, I heard about that body, you know, and he says... They were holding, like, a candlelight vigil, and that was, like, another thing that was covered on social media. And
and then he gets him all riled up, right?
He gets him riled up, and he pretty much says, like, he's like, you know, I feel like almost every one of those people are faking it. The coworker, he says they're faking it. They just want their 5 minutes of fame. You know,
they want to be on TV.
They just want to be on TV. I guarantee you, they didn't give a shit about these people.
Yeah.
And Jeremy's kind of like, oh, like. He was literally just thinking that, like, in his inner monologue. And he's like, oh, it's interesting. I know. Like, it's, I bet that they're, you know, they probably don't know a single thing about them. You know, he's just, like, agreeing with him. And he's kind of testing the waters to see, like, what else this guy believes in. And and the guy pretty much essentially says, like, I mean, it's 2 less crackheads, pretty much. And Jeremy's like, I get it. I feel you, you know? And then they're like, well, I better get back to work.
In Jeremy's mind, I like this guy.
Yeah. And then the guy, he just is still, you know, he's kind of like, okay, maybe he's not hopeless after all, you know? But the guy's like, oh, I better get back to work before the boss sees me. And so he kind of goes back to his own thing. And so we kind of get also a little more like of his background with his dad and his mom. And we find out that his dad, again, was just kind of a dick. He was very, at least verbally abusive towards Jeremy. He's just a hard dick kind of dad, you know? But like towards mom.
Like, because that would have been, childhood would have been in the 80s.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking is like 80s, 90s, you know? We get a little bit of background on his childhood. And like I said, he holds his parents in very low regards. Like he doesn't really, he acknowledges that like their shortcomings for sure. The only kind of positive memories he has with his dad are when his dad brought home a dead deer that he had hit on the road. And so he's kind of like, it's inhumane to leave it to suffer. So he like
had him shoot it.
He had him shoot it. And that is kind of like what really catapulted, like he was already an odd child, but that is like what pushed him to be.
And then they had to cut all the organs out. And stuff
and he was very invested and interested in how all of this worked. And so
I just remembered that's why he like loathed his mother, because when he was a child, he said that he wanted to do more work on dead animals. What's it called again?
Taxidermy?
Yeah. Taxidermy. And like his mom wouldn't let him be who he wanted to be, like live out his interests.
Well, she had also mentioned like how icky it was that he was interested in that type of thing. And so she kind of was like blaming the dad for like, why would you expose him to that? He's just a child. Yeah. And Jonas, but it's like, it's similar because it's like, they both had kind of like that weird thing, you know. His mom was very, she seemed to do all of the right things, but what her issue was that, I mean, with both of their parents, both of his parents were so focused on their shit that
he got
nobody was really there to give him what he needed, right? So granted, there are tons of kids that go hunting with their parents all the time, right? But with him, he watched his parents either like very toxic relationship. Something is not right with him.
He's got
nobody,
like,
but nobody was
stuff is festering.
Yeah, nobody was paying attention to what was going on. And again, if our thoughts are right, it's like the 80s or 90s where nobody talked about that type of thing. Anyways, if your kid was odd, they were just odd, right? Some people beat it out of them. Some people, some people like, you know, and so this was festering for a long time. And then after the deer situation, his mom was having an affair with one of the librarians at the local library. And so she would take him to the library and he had to go read somewhere else while she was off in the stacks with like the random dude. And so he started like checking out lots of books.
A little bit extra with your check out.
Ooh. But I guess like the other librarians would kind of take pity on him because they knew what was happening, and they're like, "This is fucked up, bringing your kid to your hookup." But so he just like had a lot of time to read, and like he said, like one of the first things he ever stole was a book, like a medical book. He was just very interested in how the human body worked, what was inside the human body, all that stuff, right? Yeah. Okay.
Anatomy and physiology, essentially, he was obsessed with. He probably, it was like one of those books, like anatomy, physiology, biology, some kind of book.
So that is kind of like a little bit about Jeremy and his character. So I kind of want to put a pin in that.
He's a wild card.
He's weird. Wild card. Obviously, he's fucked up.
Apparently, there was also a point. He's good looking.
Yeah, very good looking. He's just looks like a regular dude.
Yeah.
But there is like a point too where like I think we got like just a taste of how twisted he was before we get to like the real meat of it. Whereas like he went downstairs again to check on Katie and Matt, and then there's a situation where Matt is like cussing him out. He's like, you're a little pussy, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then he like goes forward and puts his mouth on Matt's mouth.
Yeah.
And then bites his lip and like rips a chunk off. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, Katie stayed silent for that, but he was kind of like, oh, so you learned your lesson, you know. Yeah. But Matt, you know, who was passed out last time and didn't hear that demonstration. Yeah, he was like, and it was just, I was like, oh, so this guy, anxiety. He doesn't fuck around. So, so that's Jeremy. And then I think we should probably introduce Dr. Wren Muller. Yeah. Dr. Wren Muller. We get introduced to her when she gets called to a crime scene. Mm-hmm. The middle of the night. Mm-hmm. Very much so the norm for somebody like in her profession. She pretty much gets called to like just like this muggy, swampy area. And then there's a body half submerged in like a body of water. Mm-hmm. The Bayou, yeah. So random swamps everywhere. It's just the area is just, I lived on the East Coast, and I can only imagine like from where I was, it was pretty humid. Mm-hmm. I can only imagine how much worse it is the further south you go, and they are in like New Orleans, that area. And so
just swampland.
I can't imagine like the smells, because like it was pretty stinky in some places, but when you've got like a dead body and all of this other shit. So
yeah,
it's a female, it's a woman that they find. She's called there, and like the cops are ready to wrap things up. They kind of called her to the scene to like do what she needs to do, but they're like ready to go. It's early as fuck in the morning. Yeah. And then she's got 2 assistants. And she kind of
not going anywhere because she does her job. Like, that's the thing about Wren. She is like on it. Mm-hmm. She is fucking locked in. She's locked and loaded. Mm-hmm. She knows her shit, but she's really kind too. Like, she mentioned she takes like if I have to be stuck out here, like, so do you guys, and you might as well like take a moment to learn something.
Yeah, and be thorough.
Why don't you? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Take your time. We're only gonna have this opportunity once, right? Like, and I think she goes on to teach them about like livor mortis and stuff. So,
yeah, she definitely likes to involve them in the process like,
educational.
Too. Yeah,
she's just a total badass.
Hands-on. Yeah, she's just somebody that like wants to make sure that the next round of people who are eventually going to take over are going to be as thorough and caring and all that as she is. And so she takes a lot of pride in her work. And so she's kind of noting the area.
Wants to help the dead speak, like their last.
Yeah, it's something that she takes very seriously. And like you can tell from just the first page of getting to know her that she is going to take all of this very seriously.
Yeah, and she's not only that, but she also has like connection. I feel like her empathy for that whole, like her whole career is just otherworldly. Like she's got a ton of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, she does have like the professionalism where it's like, I don't know this person personally.
Correct.
But I care deeply enough that like I want to see them get the justice that they deserve. And so that's what I really like about her. Yeah. And right off the bat, you can tell that she's going to come in here and she's going to handle business, right? So she is like already delegating, right? She's taking pictures, she's looking at everything. She asks the officers like, "Hey, you checked everything, right?" And they're like, "Yes, we checked everything," you know, and they're kind of being smart asses. And she's kind of like, "Okay, cool." And she says, what about that over there?" And like, it's, and so
something that literally is going to become a piece of evidence.
Yeah. And
that
she's kind
is
of
pretty
like,
significant.
"It's a good thing that we didn't close down the scene, huh?" And they're kind of like, "Oh yeah, whatever."
And that one dude like is pissed.
Yeah. So
rolling his eyes, and it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Fucking arrogant ass.
So the way that this body is found, which I kind of want to...
Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I want to read it. Just so we can kind of get a picture of what it is. By the way, this is like this is 2 weeks after a body of another person was found behind the mile limit bar. So that body was found face down in a puddle and drenched with foul-smelling swamp water. So she's kind of already connecting that, like, this may be a connection, but she's kind of like, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but she's kind of like, she's already...
Again, she's, like, very thorough.
The wheels are already turning in her head. So they refer to the victim as Jane Doe. Obviously, they don't know who she is. So Jane Doe is missing a shirt, wearing only filthy denim cutoff jeans and a blue bra. There is a large horizontal laceration across her stomach. She's been nearly gutted by something crude.
Oof.
Wren can't help but think of how the cicadas would have been deafening out here. So she goes back and she's looking and she notices a braided bracelet around Jane Doe's left wrist. Its original color was likely crisp white, but now it has taken on the color of something well worn and well lived. Then she goes closer to the body and they pull her up onto the shore. And so she goes and she's looking and she says, the lividity has set noticeably in Jane Doe's face. The coagulated blood that ceased to flow when her heart stopped beating has followed the pull of gravity and crawled across her face, forming blotches that harshly stain her cheeks and forehead. It's difficult to see perfectly with just the dim lights, but Wren thinks that the lividity is a deep pink color, suggesting that the victim took her last breaths about 10 hours before this moment. Livor mortis usually begins only about half hour after death, but you won't see it with any certainty until about 2 or 3 hours later. So again, she's very good at her job. She's doing the math. And so she's just pretty much taking in everything. She's noticing all of, like, her facial expressions. She's noticing that she's got, like, strangulation marks. And so she's, like, the obvious injury is the laceration across her stomach. And that's, like, what she's focused on. But
that's just the first thing
it's the first thing you can see, But she can see indentations that mar the flesh of the woman's throat. She's kind of checking her pockets. And so she takes pictures. Still, they don't have any IDs or anything like that. So the part where I had mentioned that they had noticed something off to the side of the body, underneath, like, a tree, they found, they said, so there, nestled under a bush, is a filthy yellow t-shirt folded neatly with a pair of black flip-flops on top. A photo is taken before an officer picks each item up and drops it into the evidence bag. And as the shirt unfolds, something drops to the ground with a small thump. So it was a book, and it's a small paperback titled The Ghouls.
He has this thing he does with, like, leaving just to taunt the cops to see if anybody is smart enough to figure it out.
Paying attention, yeah.
So isn't there, like, didn't they leave at the last crime scene before this body?
So I think
ripped out pages, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was shoved in her throat. So the body from before this, they had found pages of a book shoved into the victim's throat, and it was chapter 7.
Yeah.
So then they're looking through this book, and they see that chapter 7 is missing. So they're definitely connected. Yeah. We got a serial killer on our hands, right? And
I mean, well, he's been serial killing, like, but I think this all in all is the third body.
Yeah.
And so now they're like, okay, this is gonna ramp up. Like, this is, like, he's just getting started.
Again, she's teaching this whole time, and, like, reading through all of this, it's really cool to see how wasn't Alaina, what was her job before this again? Her official title?
Oh, she was a autopsy technician.
And I think it's really awesome that she had that experience to help add to the legitimacy of, like, a lot of the stuff that Wren is doing, there's plenty of people that do their research when they write books. Yeah. But it's nice to see somebody who, like, has probably seen some of these things and is, like, contributing that to, like, it just makes it feel more real. Yeah. And so Wren is very smart. She's very thorough. So they bag everything up, bring the body back to the morgue, and she kind of starts her process. She like Jeremy, is also very detailed, very type A. She doesn't do anything differently. Yeah. Every body starts the same. She does the same passes that she's supposed to do. She's just very detailed and very thorough. And so she begins this process, and she kind of makes a promise to this deceased woman, like, I'm going to do everything I can to help you get your peace and get your closure and make sure that we find who did this to you, right?
Make sure we find out who you are and who the fuck did this. and put them away. Like, get your justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Wren, we also figure out, is like kind of like, she's not, I wouldn't say like a workaholic. Like, it's not affecting her relationship. It seems like, you know, she does go home very odd hours. She, you know, she goes to her house. We meet her husband.
Yeah.
Her husband seems like a very supportive, awesome husband.
He seems like just like the perfect match.
Perfect match. Yeah. He's just
like
kind
very
of like
understanding,
supportive.
Yeah. Makes her coffee, like knows when to talk, when not to talk.
Yeah. He knows her, like everything
the whole
that she
situation.
Needs. Yeah. He's just awesome dude so far. So
I love it.
Yeah.
And actually, in actual true real life, that's how her husband John is. And I'm like,
I love that.
That literally was like goals. And and at the time, like me and Glenn were new, and I was just like, I love this. I'm gonna find my John. I found my John.
Yeah.
His name is Glenn.
No, he's awesome. And he kind of is like, ooh, long night. And she's like, yeah, long one. And he's like, okay, well, join me when you're ready for bed. And, he doesn't give her a hard time for coming home late. He doesn't give her a hard time for being invested in her job. He's just an awesome guy. Like, awesome, super supportive guy. So Wren's got a pretty decent home life. Even while she's at home, she's still trying to connect the dots, trying to figure out the pieces.
Yeah. Oh, and her husband like helps her shoot through stuff too.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he helps walk through some stuff, and
gives her an idea of a perspective that's not in the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he'll make mention of like, oh, maybe you need to look in this area of the country or the state or, like just offering suggestions of like, oh, that could be here or, Yeah. And I'm like, that's cool.
The next day she goes back into work and, she gets to work. And like I said, she really wants her, like the interns or like just like the people that are learning to like be as hands-on as possible. Yeah. So she does a really good job of delegating. She's not like taking on too much crap. And so she gets to work. She, again, immediately just professional mode, gets everybody where they need to be. And then she kind of starts looking through her notes that she did on like, the Jane Doe from last night. Still, again, mind's just working overdrive. And then we get introduced to Detective John LaRue, and we figure out that they've been working pretty... LaRue.
I don't know.
LaRue probably is probably the right one because it's Louisiana.
And it's French.
LaRue, yeah. So I'm going to say LaRue. We figure out that they are working very closely on this. They have, they've known each other for a long time. They're comfortable with each other. They kind of finish each other's thoughts and stuff like that, which is really interesting.
They're kind of like partners, even though she's not a cop.
Yeah.
Like, they just work together a lot and work really well.
Which I love.
Yeah.
And LaRue is...
such like a big case that it's going to be like a long process. Yeah. Unless they stumble upon him and like yank him and grab him up and detain him. Yeah. Like, it's going to be long. This dude like knows what he's doing. And he's super efficient. So anyway, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. No, so LaRue is very... He's like kind of under the like gun here. He's kind of like, you need to give me something. Like, we have to figure something out. And Wren's been working through the night, and she's kind of like, she's frustrated because she's like, I can't really give you anything other than like, I know that the victim was refrigerated. Her cause of death
so he's
was...
like messing with the lividity.
Yeah,
and she was moved. So she was murdered in a certain position. She was moved and then refrigerated. Yeah. And then moved to the Bayou. So like, there's just he's just major fucking with the time of death.
Yeah. So they do figure out that
and
like,
locations.
Yeah, he's obviously smart. He knows a thing or two about the human body. Basically, they figure out like this guy is very smart. He knows a thing or two about the human body. And they do kind of come to the conclusion that the laceration to her stomach was essentially what killed her. A very painful death. The strangulation part was just something that the guy did to kind of...
Oh.
Yeah, so her brutal strangulation was just something her killer enjoyed before finally giving her the release of death.
Oh, okay. So he was like almost probably like, a garrote. Like he was probably doing that, just like choking her till she passed out, letting her wake up, choking her till, you know what I mean? Oh, and then he's just like, gut her like a fish.
Yep. He's just,
That's so incredibly horrific.
Yeah. And she's like very frustrated because she's like, I mean, other than that, that's really all I can give you right now. Like, they are kind of trying to figure out what's going on with the scrap paper so she had a piece of scrap paper that was tucked into her clothing. It's very soiled. They're not able to like figure out like what that is. He's got like somebody from his department who specializes in that type of thing who's looking at it. So they're kind of waiting on that. So right now they're just kind of like at a standstill. So they don't really know which direction that they can go in. I think now we need to go back to Jeremy.
Yeah.
And Jeremy talks about how in his spare time, so this is before we get the big picture, like what's actually going on.
Yes.
So he talks about how he has a lab partner and he's going to school to be...
Because you're not really... This is also the thing. This is really keen. You're not keen on past versus present for a little while. So that's a little bit tricky until later as well, which you brought up and I had totally forgot about until I started reading the book again. Then I was like, oh yeah. Because like I have all the answers.
Yeah.
And so I just like forgot about the process of collecting all my clues.
Yeah. So, and I like was like, this guy's got a lot of time on his hands. Like, like how is he doing all of this? Like he's going to work during the day. I assumed it was like night school, going to night school for like, he's going to medical school.
Yeah.
And then he's got this whole torture thing going on at home.
Yeah.
And so he talks about how he wants to add to his collection with Matt and Katie.
Yes.
His lab partner is perfect. He's like, you know, initially he kind of has some reservations about like hunting so close to like where he goes to school and like what he does in his everyday life.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like...
He can't help himself.
He can't resist. Like he wants Emily.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, I need Emily, right?
Yes.
He talks about how she's pretty smart. She's very capable, and he just thinks that she'll make it interesting for him. She's strong.
She would be, if he was going to have any kind of a challenge.
It was going to be through her.
It would be her.
Yeah. Because Matt and Katie are kind of like, again, they abuse drugs, right? Like, and I get it. Like, you're young, you're doing your own thing. Partying. Yeah. Like he said, it was so easy to lure them in, and they're not focused, and so he's kind of like,
and they're just
like
bored. Downing from drugs, so they're like going through.
Yeah, so he's just like, I'm gonna kidnap
sure.
Emily. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna kidnap her, and so one evening he does in fact kidnap Emily, and what he does is he asked her about, because she had, you know, people had invited him to come to study groups and all that kind of stuff, and he always just said no. But he was walking her, like, they get done with like a lecture. She, you know, he saw she's like diligent, she's taking notes, she's very involved with what she, like, with this whole process. She wants to become a doctor, right? And so he knows that she like runs and all this other stuff, and so he pretty much puts it together. Like he goes up to her. He goes up to her and is like, hey. And she's kind of like, you know, kind of taken aback because she's like, he's very quiet. He doesn't usually go out of his way to talk to her unless they're in lab. Right. So.
And even then, it's literally probably like just talking about like what
lab
they're
work.
doing.
Yeah. So she's kind of like,
he probably doesn't know.
Hey. And she refers to him not by Jeremy, but she refers to him by like a different name. I want to say like Mike or something like that. Like just like a basic
Cal.
That's what it is. Cal. So she's like, okay, Cal. His cover. And so he's kind of like, hey, I was wondering, you know, like, do you have, what was it, like notes or something like that? He's like, do you have the notes? Or, you know, I was kind of curious about like this. So he pretty much like just invents a reason to talk to her, and she's kind of like lets her guard down, and they're walking to the parking garage, and you know, she kind of says, well, you know, if you ever want to get together and study, you know, let me know. She's very sweet, very kind, but she is very wary. Like he does say that like she is very observant, and she's kind of like, when they get to the parking garage, she's like looking around, she's scanning the area, but she's kind of let her guard down with him.
Like, and it's so, like that he's not the threat.
He's not the threat. There
might be a threat around.
Yeah.
it's not him.
And it just is like, it's
yeah.
like keeping him like, yes, she's the one, right? Like,
Yeah.
I need her, right? Yeah. And it's not even like in a, like, at least at this point, it's not even like a sexual thing. It's literally just like I want to hunt, right? And so she's like, okay, well, good night. And he pretty much like...
He just grabs her right away.
Yeah, grabs her.
Yeah, so he chloroforms her.
Her, drags her and throws her into her own trunk. Yeah. And then he like gave her an injection. And this injection is pretty much the thing to keep her knocked out until, and then also when she comes to, she'll still be kind of like muddled and like foggy. He had also said that he was like wearing like a fake beard, so he like takes off his like disguise. Like he like had dyed like non-permanent brown hair dye. Like he really committed to this whole bit. So there's really no recognizing who this guy is. Like even if they had him on camera, they're going to be looking for a brunette dude at this point, not a blonde guy like he normally is. So
the fucking audacity.
This is nuts. So this whole thing that he sets up is actually insane to me. Yeah. What he does is he basically puts his 3 victims into it reminded me of the greatest like the greatest game or something like that. Oh no, the most dangerous game.
Yes, where he
hunts the billionaire, hunts the guy. Yeah. So, and if you win, you win. But he's cheating, by the way. In my personal opinion, he's cheating because he's got like night vision and he's got like a gun. He's got like, his
like,
boots
no
are
wonder
laced
why
up
you're not having any fun.
Yeah.
Because
and then he also had made a comment about how he had also put...
You're starting them at level 1,000.
Yeah. And then he also had put in, like when you get your eyes dilated at the eye doctor. So he basically put that in their eyes so they can't see anything. So he literally gave them so many handicaps. Yeah. And then he had night vision goggles. And I'm like, you're not even like... You're not even that cool, dude. Like, you're literally an asshole.
Just a fucking douchebag.
Whatever. So he basically sets them up. They're all separated. And he's, like, very interested in what Emily's about to do. Right? So he's, like, he's very excited to go after her. And so he says, like, on, like, an intercom. And they're in the middle of nowhere, by the way. Middle of fucking nowhere. No, so nobody can hear them scream.
Not only that, but they... are in the fucking swamps of Louisiana.
He literally talks about how he can see a huge snake slithering between Emily's legs, and she like freaks out because she can feel it. Yes. And he just thinks it's hilarious.
So there's like venomous spiders. You've got snakes. You've got
venomous snakes. There's snakes of all fucking kinds in the
gators.
Swamp. Yeah. I'm more scared of the snakes.
No, fuck.
Water moccasins, because gators, for the most part...
No, they will fuck you up.
They'll fuck you up.
Kill you.
They'll fuck you up, but
eat you.
Do you know how many people go swimming in the swamps? And there's probably gators that are underneath and don't bug them. But if you run into a single water moccasin, you're fucked. I was terrified. Like, that was, like, the worst part. And when I went to boot camp, they literally would tell us, like, we have to, like... They had to poke the water before we would do any kind of like water activity or whatever, unless it was like in the enclosed pool. They had to like stir it up to make sure there were no gators, but also water moccasins. I'm also just terrified of snakes in general, but I'm more scared of snakes than I am of gators. But
oh no,
that's just me personally. But
I don't know. They're equally bad.
He basically sets up this hunt, and he tells all of them over this intercom system. If you want to live, you run, Yeah. He's like, I'll give you a head start, but he's like, you need to run. And
yeah, because
that's all he gives them.
I'm gonna get ya.
Yeah. So again, Emily is taking everything.
The environment, like everything.
Icky.
It's
dark, muggy, gross. Spiders, snakes, gators, all that.
Literally, my heart would just stop. I'd be like, chip bloop.
I give up.
Check
like
out.
At this point, I'm done.
Over.
I can't do this.
And then he said, like, they can't see in front of their own nose. Like it is
pitch black for them.
Black. They are not by the city. There's no lights. There's stars and a moon.
Yeah, and not to mention the thing that he did with the dilation stuff.
Yes.
Like he's just such a dick. To me, that's a pussy
like,
move.
To me,
like,
I would just start trying to, like, go into the ground.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
dig
that
a
is
hole.
literally my only option right now.
Yeah.
Literally
No.
dig a hole and cover yourself up.
But, I mean, he's noting, too, that, like, you know, Katie is freaking out. Matt is freaking out. Yeah. But Emily is, like, noting things. She's feeling for things. Like, she's really trying to give herself, like, the best.
Well, she's trying not to panic.
Yeah.
She's panicking, but she's
panicking the right amount, but she's also not letting it cloud her ability
to, like, function.
To take care of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and he's kind of like, this is going to be great with her. Yeah. You know, he's like, she's going to put up a good fight.
Are you going to read
from? Yes. He pretty much follows Emily. Like, he's following her, and he's, like, walking parallel to her. Mm-hmm. But she's walking carefully, quietly. She's not making any kind of noise. She's schooled her breathing. She's, like, really trying to be a gangster, pretty much, right? So she's like, I'm going to fucking leave. Yeah. I'm leaving. I'm not going to die here today, right?
No.
So
not here, not this way, fuck that.
No. She runs into Katie.
Yes.
Katie
is a fucking mess.
Is a mess. She's hyperventilating. She's sobbing. She's like, there is no consoling this woman. And there's a point where Emily is like, you need to get your shit together. Be quiet. If you want to live, you need to be quiet. And you need just come with me. We'll work together. Right. They start making their way through the woods or through the swamp. And again, Emily,
she's still fucking crying.
Quiet. Right.
Yeah.
Katie is like fucking crashing through the brush. Like she's just like, there's no sense of.
She needs to separate herself or she's going to die too.
And he's saying that too. He's like, why doesn't she just separate herself? Yeah. Like if she knows that Katie is going to hinder her ability to get out of here, why doesn't she just leave? But he also admires.
His antisocial personality disorder doesn't allow him to think that there are other people that actually care about.
Well, and he almost
trying to help others.
He does think it's interesting that she is almost putting this girl's safety
above her own.
Yeah. And he's kind of like, I mean, it's admirable, I guess, but it's gonna get her killed.
Yeah.
But there's a point where they run into Matt. So branches snap and they both hear a shuffle of feet. Katie looks up at Emily with wide, terrified eyes. Gripping the tree trunk behind her, Emily holds her breath, desperately trying to see her surroundings. So then I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit, and he says, Katie, a hushed male voice sounds out from the darkness. Katie gets to her feet and reaches for her flashlight. Oh my God, Matt, she whispers back in what sounds like pure disbelief. The flashlight clicks on, and a stream of light casts out across the trees. A disheveled man in dirty clothes stands 20 feet away. A smile spreads across his face, and Katie bursts into relieved laughter. Emily lets out her breath and steps out from behind her hiding spot. They begin walking toward one another, letting their guards down. Jeremy shakes his head at their insipidity and raises his Glock, aiming it toward their gathering spot. So fucked up. I can't believe we found you.
Oh, no.
And he's like, yeah, I was sure I wouldn't be able to walk on this knee, but I guess adrenaline took over.
It's coming.
Emily looks down at Matt's right knee, crusted in old blood and fresh mud. Her eyes betray her terror, suddenly compounded by a loud pop that seems to come out of nowhere. A bullet from Jeremy's handgun rips into Matt's temple, spraying drops of blood onto Katie's face. He drops to the ground like a bird that's been shot mid-flight, and Katie screams. But before Katie can process the grisly scene, Emily grabs her arm and starts running. Best of luck, ladies, and, well, actually just ladies now. Jeremy grins, tucking the handgun back into his holster. Mm-hmm. So there goes Matt. And
so he got up because they said handgun, so he walked up close.
I think he was like behind them a little bit. Like he had like a clear enough shot. Close enough. Yeah.
So when they run, he's like letting him run off again. So he's just like walking. Guys, like just.
It's so fucked up. And by the way, he's got music playing over the speakers. Like he's loud. like loud music. Yeah. And at this point, like I think it's so interesting because I love the song, but like the song "Don't Fear the Reaper" by Blue Oyster Cult is playing, and I was like, oh, he's got good taste in music, but I'm like, fuck this guy.
I know.
But he literally is referring to him as like, he's like, well, he was a Neanderthal. Like, he was just like so dumb. Like, he's like just like this dumb
dude,
big piece of like dumb meat. And like, I'm just like, he literally shot this guy in the head in front of these two girls. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, he's delightful. He's having the best time of his life.
Yeah.
And
it's morbid.
Yeah. So then we get into, he talks about how, there's another thing he had also injected into them, and it was called Jamaican ginger, or Jake. And it says it's basically a formula that uses tricerosol phosphate. Mm-hmm. And it's basically just something that kind of gives them like what they call Jake leg, poisons like the major, like it fucks with your major muscle groups. Paralyzes you.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a paralytic.
And then, but like it doesn't just wear off, like it fucks you up.
If it's a true paralytic, you'll die because your diaphragm stops being able to function because it's a huge muscle.
Yeah.
That literally is the only
so that's kind of like his like
breathe.
Safeguard too, is that like he not only did he torture he tortured Matt and Katie for maybe weeks or months, but he tortured them. He like had fucked up Matt's knees, something like that. But they are already like tortured. He put the shit in their eyes, and then he's injected all of them with this Jamaican ginger stuff. He knows that like as they're running, it's gonna push it through their system faster than like, and he's been also giving them a steady, like, because he's also had an IV and at least Katie and Matt, to kind of keep them alive just long enough.
Yeah.
He's been putting that in their IVs. He injected it into Emily, and he's just kind of like noticing that like their movements are getting like jerky, and like they can't walk for too long, and so
it's uncoordinated.
They're just like losing their ability to,
like, I was about to say muscle memory, but essentially it is that, but losing strength, getting sucked right out of
getting into poor Katie. Katie begins screaming to Emily that her leg is going numb, and Jeremy can see Emily desperately trying to convince her to push forward. He smiles as Katie withers down into a ball, pressing her knees into the swampy earth. He begins closing the gap between himself and them. He can see Emily weighing her options as she fearfully scans the tree line in front of them with their remaining light. Katie is sobbing and gagging, and Emily tries to hoist her to her feet with an arm around her waist. Emily is ready to abandon her. Jeremy can feel it. Self-preservation will win. He pumps the shotgun once and places the scope to his eye. Emily and Katie hear the sound, and Emily tries again to pull Katie along. Jeremy squeezes the trigger and hits his target with ease. Katie lets out an agonized screech as the bullet rips through her right kneecap, leaving a mangled mess of flesh and muscle flayed in each direction on her leg. She crumbles beneath the weight of her upper body and hits the moist ground with a slapping sound. Emily's choice is clear. She flees. He then goes up to Katie. He grabs a handful of her hair, tilts her head back, and slowly drags the blade across her throat. He holds her there for a moment, allowing her to sputter and struggle until her body goes limp. Jeremy closes his eyes and listens to the music, both the organic symphony of the Bayou and the canned music slithering through the speakers. He lets Katie's head drop into the mud and cracks his neck. Now he's got Emily left. And he is kind of waiting for, at this point, he can't find her at this point, like, because she left.
She dipped out.
She dipped.
She's fucking gone.
And
she have shoes on? They don't, right?
I don't think she doesn't have shoes on. So then they get to, like, it's just him and her left, and she comes up to
a fence, right?
A fence. And she's kind of like, perfect, I can climb this and I'm good. As soon as she touches it, shock. It's an electric fence. Yeah. And like, not like a little shock fence or like, shocky. Like, it's like, it lays her out.
Yes. Yeah. No, and it fucks you up.
Yeah.
It's probably like a cattle one that they use for like horses and cows and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And he's like shooting the gun into the air. Like he's just being a dick. Like he just thinks it's so funny.
Yeah, it really is not.
It's not. And so, and like she had like jumped onto the fence. Like she didn't just get there and like start climbing. Like she was
had
like,
no idea, and she was fully like committed.
Yeah.
To getting out.
So she at this point is like spitting out blood. Like her body is like convulsing because of the electricity. And
surprised she.
So then
the adrenaline man can do wild things. Some people that would have just fucking killed.
Mm-hmm.
But she's young and in shape, and
so then he does this whole thing, and this is where like it really makes me so sad.
Yeah.
This is him. You ever hear the phrase C5, stay alive? He looks into her eyes as she stares back at him, and she's kind of pleading with him. And what he does is he says, don't interrupt. You see, if you sever the spinal cord above the C5 cervical vertebrae, then you will most certainly kill the person attached to it. Why is that? And so he's like goading her. He's trying to get her. He's like, what, you're in medical school. Like, what, you don't know these things? Mm-hmm. She's like still begging, like, please just let me go. Leave me alone. And so he keeps going and he says, the C1 and C4 vertebrae flank the nerves responsible for letting your diaphragm know how to breathe. He points the tip of the Bowie knife at her diaphragm as he says this. If you sever that particular part of the spinal cord, then you will asphyxiate and you will die. C4, breathe no more. And he says, she's kind of like, well, why are you telling me this? And he says, well, I'm not going to do that to you. Like, I'm not a monster, you know? He gets close to her face again and then looks at the knife, twisting it in his hand. She watches too as a small amount of light that has crept in from the moon bounces off the blade. Again, the Bayou has bent to his will. It has given him a spotlight for his show. A sharp pain shoots through her lower back. The red-hot sensation...
This is Emily, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The red-hot sensation is all she can feel, and she realizes too late that he has plunged the Bowie knife into her back. If you sever the spinal cord anywhere below C5, you'll likely stay alive, but you will also most definitely suffer paralysis in the portion of the body below that vertebrae. I chose the lumbar region. Then he yanks out the blade, and then...
Yep.
Yeah.
It was so dramatic.
Dramatic and so sad.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got to go back to Wren.
Mm-hmm.
Because her and LaRoe are going to kind of piece together what this paper was that was shoved into... Or that fell out of her pocket, but it was like so...
Obviously, it's important because now we have it at the scene of another crime.
And we haven't mentioned yet the ID, the library card. Yeah. Because there was a library card left.
Because I was going to say, she was like, you know, did you look into that? And they're like, yeah, but it's nothing. It was checked out from like a Philip Trudeau.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Like we called him. He hasn't been here since like leaving for college.
Yeah. It's been years since he's been here. I mean, it was kind of like a very quick thing that occurred. Like the way they kind of said it.
But she was like...
I know that name from somewhere. She's like very... I recognize something about that, but she's kind of like, we'll kind of have to file that away for later.
But that's important, and I don't think I want to write it off.
Yeah.
But the others have written it off.
Yeah. So...
Like they're no longer on board.
She is kind of goaded into going into this like girls' night with her friends. She doesn't spend a lot of time with her friends because she's usually at work.
Yeah.
And her husband's kind of like, you need this. Like, go out, have a good time with the girls, have some drinks, you know. And she's kind of like, well, I can't have too many because I am on call. But she's kind of like, I'll go out. Let's go have some fun, right?
Let's do it.
So she goes out to dinner with her friends. It's her friend's birthday. They're having a good time, and they're kind of like... The girls have all started drinking. She's had like 1 or 2 drinks, but she's trying to stay...
Part sober.
For the most part sober, yeah.
Yeah.
She goes out to this girls' night, and they're having a good time. They're having some drinks. They had some good food. And she's kind of talking about how, you know, it's New Orleans. It's a great time. Everybody comes here to have fun.
Party.
And she's kind of like letting her hair down, and they're kind of like, hey, we should go get our tarot read or like our palms read or something like that.
See a psychic.
And... she's like not necessarily a skeptic, but she's very scientific. She's just scientific, you know. But she's like, okay, we'll go have fun. Like it is what it is. We're having fun for you. It's your birthday. Like let's go.
And they're like, woo.
So they go And she kind of goes first. She decides to go first, and she's getting her palm read.
So what happens is they ask, they're all doing tarot, but the psychic, he suggests and asks her if it's okay to first look at her hand before he reads her tarot.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, she says, like, I'm not really somebody that believes in this kind of stuff, but pretty much telling her stuff that she kind of already knows, where it's like, she says, you've got like the Ring of Solomon. It tells me that you're a leader, you're strong, you're independent, and you're intelligent. And then she's got like the Simeon line, and that basically is telling her that, you have a hard time viewing life in abstract ways. You see black and white, but not gray. So they kind of do that. But then it's where they get to the tarot cards. She cuts the deck, and then she picks 2 cards. And so she's got the Moon and the High Priestess, telling her, like, the Moon is telling you to listen to your inner voice. You're receiving messages, but you are blocking them. I would imagine from what your hands told me that's your analytical nature that makes you less open to these answers. And Wren is kind of like, okay, like, yeah, whatever you say. Yeah. But then she says the High Priestess card. This is interesting. It's another about trusting one's intuition. But for you, this card is also telling me that secrets surround you. Someone in your life now or in the past embroiled you in a secret that you may not fully understand. So Wren's kind of like trying to figure that out. She's trying to connect the dots. But again, it's not really making sense. So then she has her put the stacks together, or Martine, so it's a woman. So Martine pushes the 2 cut stacks together, shuffles them once more. And then she tells her to take a card from one of the decks.
Oh, yeah. I did call.
So, yeah, the male, 10 of Swords.
It's a female. Yeah, it's a woman.
That's okay.
Wait, what was her name again?
Martine.
Yeah.
So, the 10 of Swords. So, she says, this is betrayal. Okay. He's done something horrible. And Wren's like, who? And she's like, you know who. You need to follow your intuition. And Wren is like, now she's like listening, and she's like, focused, and she's like, you know how it's all there for you, you just need to stop him. And Wren is like, oh fuck. So this is where you kind of get something where you're like, Wren's hiding something, or she's not being like, again, she's not forthcoming with something, and we don't know what that is yet. So she's kind of like, I need to go. She tells the girls like, hey, I got called into work, I gotta go. And they're kind of like, oh, bummer, like, you can't go. But she's like, it's fine, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, she just needed to get the fuck out of there.
So she's in her car, and she's driving home.
Yeah.
And she looks over at like this bar that's pretty common, and she sees Detective LaRoe. And she's like, I'm gonna go get a drink with him. Yeah. So let's go have in the bar.
A chitty chat.
Yeah. And then he does say like, hey, we figured out like what this paper was, but like we still can't read what it is, but like we can kind of tell like the overall like picture, I guess, of like what it is. So it's like, he's kind of like, we're still looking into it, we'll figure it out. And so they're sitting there drinking, and they're kind of talking the details of the case, and they're like, okay, this guy is smart, he likes to play games, like he's obviously demented. I think at this point they had found the body of a male, and the knee was fucked up. I think they were kind of talking about that, and we're kind of like figuring out like, okay, maybe this is Matt.
Right.
And so LaRoe's like talking, and then he sees something, and he like jumps up out of his chair, like pushes through people, and finds a flyer that looks exactly like the paper that was found, that they couldn't figure out like what it was. But he's like, this is the paper.
This is it.
And the paper is basically a flyer saying like, they're talking about like this big music festival that they're having in New Orleans. And they're kind of like,
this is a clue.
Oh my God, this is a clue. Like he's gonna dump the next body at this festival.
Yeah.
They take it.
Yeah. Well, at that point then you're like waking out, because you're like, do you cancel the festival? Are we interpreting this information the right way? Like, there's so many things to consider, and they're like, oh,
is he gonna take a victim? Like, what's he gonna do? He's gonna do something here.
Is he gonna blow up the place? What
the fuck is he gonna do?
Yeah.
So they go to like to the police station. The chief is pretty much telling them like, okay, we're putting all bodies on this, right? Yeah. Dr. Wren and your team, you guys are gonna fucking come help too. You guys are gonna be put out there with everybody else. You'll be assigned with a police officer, so you're safe. But you guys are going out.
We need you in the field.
We need everybody.
Get
all
your
hands
boots
on
on.
deck. Because not only are we having this festival where there's going to be a lot of drunk people.
More bodies.
There's going to be like so many people are going to be here. Food, bands playing. Like it's going to be, it's already going to be chaos. But now we've got this. We need everybody everywhere. You need to keep this down low. Yeah. Right? Keep it quiet. We don't want to cause a panic. We don't want it leaking out. We want to make it to where this guy cannot do, like, he can't do anything without us knowing. So Wren is out there with Leroux. They're kind of patrolling. She's got like one of her like interns, and you know, they're kind of like, this is insane. I can't believe, like, what are we looking for? And she's kind of like, hey,
we're out
like,
here.
Keep it chill, you know. And they're walking, and then they notice there's a smell in the air. Now, there's all kinds of smells there, right? It's a food and music festival, okay? But they're kind of like,
people also have sex at music festivals.
Something's not smelling right here, right? And she's like,
dead.
She's like, that smells like death.
Yeah.
And then she notices this particular fly that usually is what surrounds like carcasses and death and bodies. And so she calls Leroux, and she's like, there's flies. And he's like, okay. Like, and she's like, do you need me to go over the history of these flies with you again? And he's like, no, I'm on my way. Yeah. So they're getting closer, and like they get to like this big stage, and then they're noticing like there's a shit ton of flies over here. It's like black.
It looks like a wall.
Yeah. She's like, you go from here to like, boom, wall of flies.
Yes.
The smell is intense. Like, there are people that are like, what are you eating? Where did you get that? Where did you order?
This is not okay.
And people are like, oh, it's good. Like, taste it. It's fine. But they're like, what is that smell? And like, people are starting to notice, and they're kind of like, it's over here. Yeah. Right. So they get up to the stage. They see a security guard sitting there, and they're kind of like, hey, y'all, like, keep it on down low. Yeah. We need to get under that stage. Yeah. And he's kind of like, okay, cool. So he lets them off to the side. They get under the stage.
Oh, and Wren's the one that fits down.
Wren's the one that fits. She goes down, face to face, dead body. And she's making these notes of the body.
He's like not even burying them. He's just literally dumping them.
Yeah. She's noticing that it's a Jane Doe, female.
Yes. Yeah.
Throat is slit. Knee blown to bits. Now, who else had a blown up knee? And who else died that way? So it's Katie. Yes. Right? Obviously, to them it's Jane Doe, but to us it's Katie.
She knows who it is.
She's looking at this body, and she's like, oh my God, like, this poor girl. And she's like kind of making notes. And then she notices that she's got like a watch on. Yeah. And this is clean. The watch is clean, pristine. Nothing but
there's obviously wasn't on her body.
It wasn't on her body before
while she was decomposing.
Because she's dirty.
He obviously put it on her when he dumped her.
And she smells like not just from like the death, but it's just like she smells like the swamp.
How long has he been keeping her?
What are you like? How long have you been here? Yeah. The watch on her wrist is like got a countdown. Yeah. Right. And then there was like another clue that was left behind where they're it's basically a marker that's pointing. It's coordinates. So it's like
GPS.
No, it's like the 3 degrees south or like
I gotcha.
You know. So
yeah, coordinates. Yeah.
She calls it up to Leroux, and she's like, "Where is this?" And he's like, "It's the cemetery." Like, and you know, New Orleans is known for their cemeteries. Yeah. It's this particular cemetery, this particular plot, and they kind of figure out like, "Oh my God, this watch is counting down." We need to get to this spot before this watch runs out. Yes. Right? Yeah. So they put people here. They call more backup to get over there, clear out the cemetery. They call an ambulance on the way over. No lights, no sirens. Just get over here. Yeah. Right? They get to the cemetery. They tell the paramedics to stand by. Just stay ready. We're probably going to need you. Yes. Right? They get there. They see this freshly dug earth, because you know a lot of the cemeteries like either like mausoleums or they're like because New Orleans like floods, I guess, like people back then.
Well, you bury above ground.
Yeah, you bury above ground because like before it would flood and then the bodies would come up. So like they put cement over them. So they get there, they find the freshly dug earth, and I think there's like shovels too. they start just digging. Like, Wren's, like, hands and knees. Like, other people are just, like, even the paramedics eventually just take off their shit and just start digging. Yeah. And the clock is, like, they've got less than a few minutes left. Like, they're, like, it's deep.
Yeah, and they're like, there's literally a human being.
They're panicking, right? So they eventually get the thing up. They, like, tilt it up so they can open up the top. Open up the top.
Like a coffin, essentially.
And then there's who we assume to be Emily. Like, this is who I was like, oh my God, they found Emily.
Yeah.
She made it out somehow.
Yeah.
And
he put her alive in the box.
Or, like, I thought, like, maybe she had made it out, but then I'm like, that's stupid. Like, no. He put her in here. And, like, she is not looking good.
No.
Like, and she's been underground, little to no oxygen. Her fingernails are ripped off because she was, like, scratching, trying to get out. She just looks bad. Her legs are, like, she can't move. Like, she's fucked up. But she's alive.
Yeah.
Barely.
She's breathing barely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously paramedics kick in because she needs attention or she's going to die.
ASAP.
Yeah.
So they get her to the hospital. And we're kind of thinking, like, okay, maybe somebody got out. Maybe somebody made it out. We're good, right? Maybe she can at least point them in the direction of Jeremy, right? This poor girl died at the hospital. And her parents had just gotten there, like, right after she died.
I know. And
so her parents, who thought that she was alive and are happy to see that their daughter's good, turns out, like, sorry, she's gone. And Wren is
so sad.
So sad.
Yeah.
And she obviously has gotten the body. And she's kind of, like, looking at her, and, like, they did figure out, like, they tested her blood and they figured out that she had that Jamaican ginger in her system. So, like, and, you know, they talked about how she was a runner. She used to go on runs with her dad, and she's like, she was never going to be able to do that again, even if she had lived. Like, if she had lived, she was going to have a very miserable life. Yeah. And so she's kind of going through some of her effects.
Yeah.
And then in the bag of her stuff, because they did notice that she had, like, a bracelet on, but the bracelet is pristine. It's not dirty.
It's, again, like, very similar to, like, the watch. Yeah.
And on the bracelet is, like, this charm, and it's, like, a anatomically correct heart. And Wren, she's like, oh my God. So this is when we get the revelation. Yeah. Okay. She calls Detective LaRoe in. She's like, I need to talk to you. And he's like, what's going on? Yeah. And he's like, you're being weird. You're being cryptic. Like, you were weird on the phone. She's like, I got to tell you something. She's like, do you know why I picked the name Wren? And he's kind of like, what are you talking? You picked the name Wren.
Your
she's
mom,
like, you know,
mom,
they're
like, and because
they're resilient.
She hasn't told this.
Yeah, she hasn't told anybody this.
Yeah.
I don't even think she's told her husband. Like, she's very, like, I picked the name Wren because they're resilient. They can start over, like, whatever. So it's a very symbolic name for her. She said, my name was Emily. And this is my bracelet. And she basically talks about how long ago when she was in medical school, she had a lab partner named Cal. And Cal
did something.
Cal kidnapped me, tortured me.
Yep.
And pretty much left her for dead. But she was able to escape. And
still walk.
And
not paralyzed.
When the police interviewed her, because so Detective LaRoe is like, oh my God, my dad worked on your case. And he said, it was a very big one for him. And she said, your dad was one of the only people that believed me. Because, again, they were looking for somebody who was brunette. Cal, aka Jeremy, is actually blonde.
Right.
So
And she was trying to tell them it was this person
This
that
is what
she
he looked
went
like.
to school
And they're like,
with.
there's no existence of a cow. This person doesn't exist. He's not real.
Yeah.
And so it's not like
he probably didn't even go to the college. He would just like show up to the class.
Yeah. And they're not saying that she was like lying, but they're kind of like, okay, like you're so traumatized that
Things aren't adding up.
We can't hear we cannot use any of what you're saying pretty much. And she said, your dad is the only one who ever gave me a shot pretty much. Like he's the only one who ever made me feel like I wasn't insane or I was just trauma or whatever. And so she's basically saying, I know who the killer is. And this person is leaving these crumbs for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that got away, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to bait me or he's trying to taunt me or something like that. This is where...
Crazy.
Part 1 ends with that.
Yeah.
She tells Lareau what happened. Or like her story, her big reveal.
Yeah.
So everything we read about Emily happened in the past. And he's leaving these bodies as like, okay, so is he killing new people? Because obviously she died with somebody, right? Like she died, or not died.
What do you mean?
I didn't mean to say that. So somebody obviously died when she was there with them. Like she had a Katie, she had a Matt in the arena with her.
Oh, right.
When she was going through it. So it's like, that was years ago. And after a while, bodies decompose. So she did mention that the victim was refrigerated, right? Like Jane Doe from the beginning was refrigerated. So it's like, did he save those bodies all this time?
Probably, yeah.
Or is he killing new people who maybe look similar to what these people look like in the past? This is where I'm like overthinking it because it's like she's discovering these bodies today, modern time, right? These bodies are being found today.
Yeah.
But like, these are just my guesses, right? Where it's like, I'm trying to figure out like, how is he making this happen?
So there are all these bodies.
Yes.
He is kidnapping people and killing them currently. I think he's also found out about Wren. Somehow he's put 2 and 2 together that Wren is Emily. She survived. Maybe he knew it. Maybe like back in the day, like the papers didn't say, maybe whatever news came out and said that like she had survived. I'm sure she had a hospital stay or whatever. Or because they didn't take her seriously, maybe she went to say like at that time, you know, this is who it is. This is what happened. She did say that. They didn't believe her. Only Lareau's father did. But with them not believing her, maybe they never opened up a case for a missing Matt and Katie because maybe she didn't know their names and stuff. Yeah. They were druggies. Who knows if anybody.
Yeah. So like my thing is like did
put a missing report out.
Yeah. So it's like, did he save Matt and Katie's bodies? Like obviously the other 2 are different people that he killed like closer to today, to this modern, like right here, right now. But with Matt and Katie specifically, did he find people that were similar to them in the past? And like, because he had already gotten rid
Matt
of
and Katie.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, did he already get rid of their bodies?
Well, it looks like he planted Katie's.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, so did he save them this whole time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what. I don't think they ever come out and say that.
Because she mentioned that one of them was refrigerated, right? And it wasn't. Yeah. So it's like. That's where I'm like, this dude saved these 2
so you
people.
Never know when he when he's committed it because he's fucking with the time of death. You can never know. Yeah. Only he knows. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like,
so he must be killing a lot of fucking people.
By the way. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
but he's definitely killing like a bunch of other people.
Freezers, like the ones that you put in garages, the big deep ones and stuff, like hunters. Yeah. Yeah, you could chop up a body or like just throw it in their hole and it'll fucking chill until it, you know.
It's
hopefully the freezer never goes bad. They're good for 20 years.
I think it's awesome like how she did that because it's like we literally read what happened to Emily thinking it was what was happening now. And I thought that was really good. And I think like
Isn't it
I would
unique?
have I would not have been able to keep that straight. Like I would have been like, okay, wait, when did I say this happened? Like the fact that she was able to do that and like I didn't realize.
I know.
Until Wren outwardly said that I'm Emily.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. So then you're like, oh, so everything I read, I have to like re-go over it.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, there's a new clue that changes everything.
Everything. Yeah.
It was cool.
Really good. I really liked how she did it.
Yeah.
And I'm really eager to read part 2 and get like the answers. And then also, how do we get a sequel out of this? You know, like I want to know what happens at the end of this book to necessitate a sequel. Yeah. You know, and then a third.
Oh, yeah. And the second.
Like a whole trilogy.
Yeah.
Like, how did you do this?
Yeah.
You know, so.
It's really good.
I'm assuming he obviously doesn't get caught at the end. I'm that's what I'm assuming.
No, not this book.
I don't think I'm pretty sure someone's gonna die. Somebody that we like is gonna die at the end of this book.
It's fucked up.
Jeremy sucks.
He's a dick.
And he holds a fucking grudge for years.
Yeah, but like, it's also like, if anybody should be holding a grudge, it should be
Wren. Like, I'm sorry, but as Wren,
excuse the fuck me.
I would not.
Fuck you. What?
I mean, good for her for, I guess, being able to try to move on and get some sort of closure. Like, well, not closure, but just like move on with her life. Yeah. And like she did something good out of it. Like she got a second chance and she's doing something good with that second chance. But then I'm also like, I would have just become a hermit. Yeah. I never would have left my house. I would live in the woods somewhere around nobody.
Live off of the land.
I would not be able to trust anyone because like even her parents are gone, aren't they? So she literally has nobody. She has nobody other than the relationships that she's formed after the fact. Yeah. Like, and it just, she's a strong woman.
I know. It's sad.
Very strong. But it's
crazy.
It's so
but it's a really good book. And that is a wrap on part 1 of The Butcher and the Wren. The chess pieces are on the board and the stakes are officially through the roof.
Next week, we are diving straight into part 2 to see how this hunt concludes. So make sure you're caught up on your reading schedule. If you want to see our visual chapter cards and exclusive July reading guides, come join the Inner Circle over on Patreon.
And as always, if you have your own real-life unexplainable encounter, drop them into our anonymous Midnight Confessions link down below.
Thank you for spending your midnight hour with us. Sleep well if you can.
And remember, some stories are meant to haunt you. Bye.